Hello, it's Sally here from Dotty B. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be working on my hashtag Stitch the Seasons that I'm following along with To Be Loved Treasures by Corinne. On my last video I was trying to fit in the words for my poem. I've sewn a couple of embellishments on. I've got a big confession to make really. The words that I had, it doesn't matter how I placed them, it wasn't working. So it was back to the drawing board and I thought, right, I'm going to have a look and see if I typed them basically, all my words, to see if they would fit on a little bit better, and they do, I think. So I just roll my sleeves up, they're not getting in the way. They just fit on a lot better. So these would have been nice, but I'm going to go with my typed letters instead. So I can't remember how I get Winter's Embrace, to Winter's Caress, my Autumn Love. It was, see, look at that, it just fits perfectly. I just like it. I like where it fits. That's the idea I had initially. And sometimes if something doesn't work out, you have to try something else. And I mean, as you're going along, your stitcheries evolve, and you just, sometimes you plan something and it doesn't work out. This is what I wanted. I wanted them all down this side, and it just fits perfectly. So that's what I'm going to go for. This typewriter is quite an old typewriter. It was my mum's from the 1970s, and she used to she did some kind of secretarial course, I think, or typing course back in the 1970s when I was little. And I just remember coveting this typewriter, and I wasn't allowed to use it at first because it was so precious. It was for my mum's work, and but then eventually she got fed up with it, and I got to keep it eventually. So I always use that when I'm doing my stitcheries and I want some typed words. I use my mum's old typewriter. It's a bit wonky. Some of the words are not quite level anymore, but I think that just adds to the charm of things. So anyway, that's what we're going for. This is the final decision, and I'm not going to change my mind this time. That's it. So I now have room to put a title. So I've had a little practice already, and this is what I'm going for here. I'll just show you what I've done. You can see how many times I've tried to write the words out and they just didn't look right. So I picked and chose some letters. I think that one came from, I don't know, they all came from different ones when I was just writing it out really quickly. So I found some anyway. I've traced them, and I've traced them onto my work, and I've gone over with a friction pen that I'll be able to iron off when I've finished. So let's put those to one side. So that's what I'm going to do. I've decided to couch these words here. I'm just going to take my typewriter words off first of all, so they don't get lost or squished. Yes, I'm going to couch these words on. And I thought, because the poem has got russet and gold in it, I'm going to couch in russet and gold, or my interpretation of russet and gold. So I bought these last week, and I thought £2 for 5 colours was really good. So unless I'm missing something, I thought it was a really good price. So I'm going to use one of these. I'm going to use this orangey, or I'm going to call it a goldish colour. So that's my gold, which I thought went really well with the flowers. So that's that, and then a russet. So I'm going to go for this. This is actually called Dark Ruby, but I thought it's a really, really dark reddy purpley colour, which I think, is that what russet is? I'm not sure, but I like it anyway. So that's what I'm going to go for, just to couch over the wool. So let's take some of that off and get a needle threaded. I think I'm going to use it doubled up. I think. So that's my thread, and then we're going to use some of this. Have I pulled the wrong end? I've probably pulled the wrong end. No, that's okay. Let's get a thicker needle for the, what's that one like there? Perfect. So I'm going to start on my M and I'm going to go through. Okay, I might need a thicker needle. That's the wrong needle, so let's start with another one. Oh look, I've used this one for wool, so this one should be perfect. Let's try again. So let's see how we go with this one. Right, I'm not knotting it. I'm just going to go through like that and then catch it at the back, I think. Right, let's see how we get on. Right, I think that's looking, what do we think to that? And then we're going to I'm not sure whether the wool's too thick or not. And keep going. I'm not sure whether the colours work actually. Oh dear me, I'm not sure about the colours. Let's do it a little. Let's give it a little bit longer and just see how it looks. Not sure. Do you want to take yourself or coffee? No, thank you. Yeah. It's all right. I am. So my husband and son are just asking me if I'm recording, and they're asking me if I want a cup of tea and stuff, and they thought I was joking that I wasn't recording, but I am recording. Sorry about that. And now the dog's coming to see what's going on as well. So yeah, it's a family affair today. Got everybody. My room hasn't got a door on it. It's an archway. So I apologise if you can hear doors slamming and all sorts. There's I've got a full house. And there's a lot of coming and going, so I do apologise if it's distracting, but I can't help it. Right, I'm going to stop right away because I don't like the colour. I do not like the colour at all. So that's coming undone. What do I do? What do I do? I think it's... Let's cut that off. Okay, so much for russet and gold. I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to try something completely different. I'm not going to do wool. I think it might be the wool that I'm not liking. So let's just unpick that off. And what shall I use instead? I'm going to try some pearl thread, I think. Some, right, that's all done. Clear that away later. Right, so I'm going to go for this colour, this brownie colour, which is still in keeping. Do I just do that colour without a contrasting colour? I'm not sure. I don't know what to do. What about... So we went lighter and darker, didn't we? What if I do it the other way round and just do with some of that instead? Right, I'm going to try this. I have to keep trying combinations, don't we, until we get one right. Something will happen. Right, that needle's too thin. Let's try a thicker needle. I think right. I do need to sort out my needles. I know I said it last time and I still haven't done it. Alright, things have quietened down in the kitchen now, so I think they've all gone off to do their own things. Is it wants to put that one too? I'll be able to definitely sew that on with leaves underneath now, won't I? So there'll be plenty of room now that I've got my typed words. I can't wait to get them on, see how they look. Right, I will pop a knot in this one. Okay, right. Let's try again. Okay, so we were going for the lighter colour, weren't we? Let's give it a go and see. I suppose if this doesn't work, I'm just thinking I might not couch. I might just do either a stem stitch or a split stitch, something like that. Because I've got a feeling I'm not going to like it. I don't know. Let's just give it a go. Oops, sorry, just knocked you. No, nope. I don't like it. Sorry, but I'm going to rid of it. Dear, we'll get going soon. But sometimes you have to try something and you realise it doesn't work. So it's, you know, this is taking a lot of time to do. It's not worth persevering with something that you don't like, because you're going to be looking at it for a lot longer than you're actually physically making it. So it's the time and effort it takes to decide what you want, and sometimes it doesn't always work. It's worth, you know, persevering until you get it right and you see what you want, because it'll only take me, I don't know, an hour or so to stitch, but I'll be looking at it for a lot longer than that, you know, when it's all finished. So right, what are we going to do? I do like this colour. I'm going to keep with this colour. Let's try a stem stitch and see how we get on. I've gone and put it onto a needle that's too big. Let's try that one. Okay. I have a feeling, a good feeling, this is going to work. That's my optimistic opinion. I have actually got a thinner one. I wonder if it's, oh dear, I'm sorry. Decisions are not easy today. What's going on? Usually I'm a bit more decisive than this. Because I'm going to turn the corner, I'm not sure. I've lost my way with the splits, the stem stitch. Right, is this working? Ouch! Oh dear. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Not somewhere. I think we've made the right decision. Right, so I think we're nearly finishing off the last letter. I need to tidy up my desk. It's a terrible mess from the outside. Oh dear. I'll not be able to find anything soon. Oh, bleeding as well. I think this is the same colour that I've used. This is the same colour that I've used for that, so I think that will blend in nicely. That strand there is not laying flat. Okay. It's still not laying flat. Right, I'm going to couch it over. There we go. Just an extra stitch just makes it lay flat and you cannot tell at all. Right, so I'm just finished off this letter. I'm going to have to just couch that one down as well in a moment when I've finished. It's not quite lying right. Right, so that's that done. Let's just go back down here and just pop a quick stitch. There, perfect. Yeah. Okay, so that's the first word. Let's just finish that off. Okay, so that's that. Right, I'll finish the rest off screen. So what we can do now is I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach the words. I would do if I can find them. There you go. Right, so I'm going to use a little bit of glue to position them in place first of all. Okay. Okay, so that's the order that they go in. I think I'm going to, right, well, one's got to go there or there. No, there. I think it starts one there. I'm just going to space them evenly out. I'd like to keep that little bit of sewing though. So let's see if we can. Yes, yes. I think that will be. We need to just space them out a little bit more, maybe. something like that. Okay, so let's get the first one on. It's just, I'm just putting a tiny, oh, this is a bit gunky, this one is. I think I must have left the cap off at some stage. So I'm going to not quite go up to the colour spots. So right, so I'm going to kind of do them that distance apart. I need to remember not to run my finger over the typewriting bit because it smears it, and we don't want smears. I've got a smeared one already, but hey ho, be a little bit more careful, Sally. Okay. Okay, they're a tiny little bit out of line, but it doesn't really matter. They don't have to be perfectly aligned. Right, I'm not measuring these, I'm just doing them by eye. It doesn't really matter if there are only going to be a couple of millimetre out. Oh, I think that looks good. So that's how we're going to do that. And I need to choose a colour. So I am going to use that colour, I think. Did I have a needle already threaded, or did I undo the needle? I undid the needle because it's up in there. Let's try and find a needle that works for that thread. Got loads of needles threaded up with other colours. I think I might just use one. It's a single thread here. I'm not going to double it up or anything like that. In fact, that's that colour. It matches perfectly with that little colour there, number 11. So it must be in one of these here. It must be, perhaps it was in this rose here. Should hopefully go. So I'm just going to go round with some little tiny stitches. Just you'll be able to see them obviously because of the colour, but they're just going to be little stitches running over the top of the fabric. I'm not too bothered about it probably will fray a little bit, but with these stitches they should keep all of the threads in position. We shouldn't have too much fraying. I'm not going to be too bothered about them not being all the same distance apart. A little bit of higgledy-piggledy suits me fine. I like them like that. Oops. I think it adds to the rusticness of it all. Caught up. So once these are on, then I'll be able to put a few more leaves in. It really is then just finishing off, I think. Well, apart from the vase, which I still haven't thought, oh, I don't know what to do for the vase. It's going to be one of those things where I'll come on camera and think, right, I'm going to do the vase today, what we're going to do, and it'll just be a case of trial and error, just like we've done for the words at the top, and see how we go, and hopefully something will happen and I think, yes, that looks good. I'm happy with that. That's what we're doing, but at the moment I don't know. I should probably have gone something for like a stripy jug, or although that wouldn't have been autumn, would it? Really? I suppose. Do my stripy jug in, I'm thinking of one of those, the TG green jugs I've got in my cupboard. They're blue and white striped, and they look lovely with a bunch of daffodils in them. So maybe that's going to be my spring. If I follow, I don't know whether I'm following, I don't know, oh dear, I've lost my thread. I don't know whether I'm going to go for am I going to do all 4 seasons with a vase or jug or container for flowers, or am I just going to, is this the only one? Oh, I've lost my thread again. I don't know what I'm going to do next for winter. I'm going into winter next. So I think I'm going for cool cut. Well, I've got some fabric that's quite cool in colour tone, which I thought was quite nice. But then I'm also thinking greens and holly, and obviously Christmas falls into December, which is a big thing with all the greens and reds. So I don't know whether to think, well, what would go better with this as a continuation, which would probably be the cool tones, which are kind of browny oranges, but very, very cool, so which would kind of flow into one another, maybe. I don't know. I keep losing my thread. I'm not sure yet, so I've got a few more weeks to decide. I think we've got all of November, and then we'll start in December. It will be the winter one, won't it? I think. We've just gone into English, what's it called? British winter, I don't know, that's British summertime. So we've switched over. The clocks have gone back. Have they gone back? They've gone back today, this morning. So we had an extra hour in bed, which was, well, I didn't really notice it because I was up early anyway. We were up at 6 and then out the door about 6:30ish, 6:45, and off to a car boot sale. But it wasn't a very good car boot sale. Everything's winding down now for winter. So didn't get anything. No new stock for the shop. I've got I rent a little space in an antique shop, and I sell vintage, all sorts, decorative pieces, kitchenalia, haberdashery, which is obviously my passion with the fabrics and stuff, and I like to go out and get more stuff to put on my shelves, but I had nothing this week at all. I've got a little bit saved away. I haven't got everything out of the shop, so I've got a few bits I can take in next week just to add to my shelves and replenish things. But yeah, it's all slowing down here at the moment with winter coming on. Although it's a beautiful day today, the sun's out, and yeah, it's not too cold, which is nice. It has been cold a couple of the days just recently. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do to attach my words to this, and I'm happy with that. So I'm going to carry on. I'm going to finish this bit off, and I'm going to stitch these on, and then it looks like I'm going to be looking at adding some more leaves, maybe just spreading out this way a little bit more now that I know what space I've got to use. I'm going to attach my that's a pansy, isn't it? I'm going to attach the pansy, but I'm going to put some leaves underneath it, I think. And then I've still got those to do, and the vase. And yep, so that's about it for today. Thanks very much for joining me, and I'll hopefully see you again next time. Okay, bye bye.